Hey, what's up, guys? Joker here, and I hope you're all doing well and had a fantastic Easter weekend if you do happen to celebrate the holiday. Had a great one here at home with the family. We did have to quarantine. Today's video is just going to be a personal update on myself. Not really so much on the channel, just myself, because I've actually been having a really great year starting at the beginning of February. I finally got away from doing like low carb and keto diets because they honestly just weren't working for me personally. I'm not trying to say that they're bad in any way. They just didn't fit for me. It's not that they couldn't have worked if I had maybe done them harder, but the way of doing the diet just really didn't work for me personally. It was too many restrictions for me because of the types of food I eat. I'm kind of a picky eater. So I ended up at the advice of my girlfriend, because her friend had been doing it, I started doing Weight Watchers, and over the course of 2 months, I am now down over 50 pounds with very little exercise. So I wanted to talk about that, a COVID scare I recently had, and why we're currently quarantining. But before we get into that, I do gotta pay the bills and honor my commitments. So hang on for a moment while we go through a sponsor spot. But first, today's video is brought to you by MMORC.com, where you could save money on games for all of your favorite platforms, as well as software like Windows 10 Pro, which you can get for just $15, as well as Office 2019 Pro and Office 365. And if you act right now, you can get an additional 27% off with my code JOK27 at checkout, and that'll knock the price down on Windows 10 Pro from $15.29 all the way down to $11.16. And of course, they accept a wide variety of payment, from PayPal to credit cards to Bitcoin. So be sure to act now and hit up the links down in the description below. So yeah, as I said at the start, I'm currently down over 50 pounds. I believe about 53 to 56 pounds. I'm kind of, over this past weekend, we kind of treated ourselves as it was a holiday weekend. We didn't really do that great in terms of food. I don't think we really did terrible, but we also didn't do great either. So kind of a fluctuation there around 2 to 3 pounds, honestly, over the weekend. But right back on track today. That's really why I've been enjoying the Weight Watchers. This is not sponsored by them at all in any way. They have no idea who I am or that I'm doing this. It was recommended by a friend to my fiance, who recommended it to me. They sent me a link, and I got a free month for signing up, and they got a free month for suggesting it to me and stuff like that. And then I paid for like 6 months, which was very reasonable. I can't remember the exact price, but I think it was like maybe like 35, maybe $40 or something for like 6 months. And then I pretty much just do everything through the app, which I'll give you guys a quick overview to kind of show you how it's been working for me and why I've been using it and got away from doing the keto diet, which is very focused on high fat and low carb and things along those lines, in the beginning, which I know all the health benefits of keto, low carb, carnivore diet, all that stuff. It's amazing. If you can do it and you could stick with it, it's a fantastic diet. But for me, it was just really hard to stick to. I've always been a picky eater. I really don't eat vegetables at all, apart from like potatoes and like corn, like the worst ones. Peas occasionally. Don't eat like broccoli. Carrots I can kind of put up with it in like a soup or a stew, but I don't really eat them separately. I don't eat salads, nothing like that. I'm much more of a savory person, eating lots of meat and like bread, like meat and pasta or rice and things along those lines, which is totally against keto. So it was always hard for me to get into that zone for me, at least on a long-term basis. So that's why it didn't work for me. I'm not trying to say it doesn't work or that it's a bad diet, because I do believe it's fantastic for people that can take advantage of it. Just didn't work for me. So started doing the Weight Watchers because you get the point system, which is sort of like counting calories, but it also takes into account other things, because not all calories are equal. 100 calories of chocolate is not the same as eating 100 calories of celery. I think we can all agree on that. Sugar and stuff like that, and that is going to have different reactions in your body, affect your metabolism in different ways, and stuff like that. So the point system that I'm using through Weight Watchers, it kind of takes things into account, like the sugar, the carbs, the fat, calories, and all that stuff. And through their mathematic formulas that they use, they have devised a point system that kind of tells you what everything is worth as you track it throughout the day through their app. You can scan things, which is really nice, on barcodes. And then you also get a lot of 0-point foods, things like vegetables that they don't even count. You could have really as much as you want. Eggs, stuff along those lines that they deem as 0 points don't actually count for anything. Although there's very few things that I actually eat that count for 0 points. Usually just eggs. That's pretty much about it. Everything else I have usually does account for some points. So it's been working really well for me. If you guys want to sign up, I'm going to leave a link down below. It's basically just a referral link, like if I were to refer a friend. So if you use it, you get a free month, and I get a free month also in return for referring you. So that's great, for anyone that wants to try it out. But again, not forcing this on anyone, not sponsored. I don't get a kickback from Weight Watchers. It's not like an affiliate link in that way where I'm going to get payment, but I'll get a free month. So if anyone signs up, I get a free month. And hey, that'll just help me to keep on Weight Watchers longer. So it's, in a way, it's helping me and also helping yourself if you do want to try it out, but definitely no pressure to do that. So yeah, I'm quickly just going to show you the app just to kind of show you, what I've been doing. This is just an example. This was from about a week ago. I get 70 points a day. I was initially at the start, I was around 73. They lowered me down to 70 because I lost weight. And that's all based on, age, gender, height, weight, all that stuff like that, your BMI. They take into account at the beginning when you set up your profile, and then they give you a certain amount of points daily. And then you've got some weekly points also too to mess around with in case you have some overages, in case you go over on your points, it's fine. Honestly, they even encourage it as long as you're not going crazy off the rails and you stick within your weekly point plan. So yeah, right now I get about 70 points per day. But then there's like an extra 50 points that you can use throughout the week if you go over any days. But honestly, I've very rarely gone over on a day. Maybe only 2 or 3 times have I gone over. So yeah, this was a day where I was just looking through, because this is a day where I actually took in a lot of food and I ate stuff that really wasn't that good for me, if you think about it. So breakfast, ended up using 8 points here on the app. You can see I had 4 eggs. And I had some cooked potatoes, which were red potatoes, which I shredded and then cooked in a pan with a little bit of avocado oil and salt. Try to use healthy fats whenever possible. And then I had 4 slices of bacon. So that was a total of 8 points, since the eggs didn't have to be counted. And that's actually very low. If you think about it, I have 70 points in a day. I only used 8 points of breakfast, and I had 4 eggs, 4 slices of bacon, and homemade hash browns, which doesn't sound that healthy, but it's 8 points, and it's working. Like, I know it doesn't sound healthy, but this is working for me. Lunch, I had a Sandwich Brothers flatbread. That was 5 points. So these are like these little like half pitas that you can get from Costco. And it's basically like half a chicken patty with half a slice of cheese inside of a little pita pocket, and you microwave them and throw them in the microwave for a minute. And it's just a quick things that I can have throughout the day to kind of get me through to dinner. Or if I get, hungry in the afternoon, it's a fairly light, snack, but it's also something like hot and it, tastes kind of fresh when you eat it. They're pretty tasty, honestly. I recommend trying them if you have a Costco membership. They're made by Sandwich Brothers. Then for dinner, we had hot dogs and hamburgers, which I had on regular bread. Didn't use like low carb or keto bread or anything like that. And I count everything. So you could see we ended up using avocado oil. So I counted that. 5 teaspoons total is what I ended up using. I didn't probably consume 5 teaspoons, but I counted it anyway. That was 7 points. 2 slices of Kraft cheese for the hamburger that I had. That was 6 points. 90% lean ground beef 5-ounce patty, which I made myself. That was 7. And then a single Martin's potato roll was 4 points. So that's 24 points there. I also did have a hot dog, which did get logged into my snacks for some reason for the day. So I had a hamburger and a hot dog that night. I didn't have a bun for the hot dog. I just ate it by itself because I was trying to be better. But then this was a rare night where me and my fiance actually went out for a ride. Ended up stopping for ice cream, and I got a kids chocolate cone, which was 7 points for the ice cream, 1 point for the cone. And throughout the day, I had 4 pretzel rods from Clancy's Pretzel Rods, which you can get at Aldi's. They're really good, better than the Hers ones, I think, in the grocery store. And then a total of 80 fluid ounces of water. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think we could all agree that's a pretty hearty day of eating. Had a pretty good day of eating there, and I still had 16 points left for the day. So that's kind of how it works and how I'm tracking stuff. And then as far as my progress is concerned, I'll go ahead and show you guys here. Oh, wait, just at the top, I think. Yeah, I found this earlier. Got to go to my profile, and then you could see my weight here. So you can see this graph that goes back to March 6th. I started, I believe, on February 3rd. But starting, I was around 530 pounds. Yeah, 530 pounds I was, and now I'm around 477 to 474 range. So a total of 56 pounds weight loss. And if we go and see all, you could see how I've been tracking it here since the beginning. Okay, so February 13th it was 530 pounds on the nose that day when I weighed in. I have a scale that goes up to 550. So going from the 13th to the 27th, so what's that, 10, 14 days, so 2 weeks, down 25 pounds. And during that period, all I was doing was counting my points, staying under my points, zero exercise that first 2 weeks. Zero. Fat goose egg. Fast forward another week, still no exercise, down 18 more pounds. That was 43 pounds lost in under a month, between February 13th and March 6th. 43 pounds. I'm doing really good on this diet. And that was, initial like huge surge of weight loss, probably a lot of water weight factoring into that for sure. Because after that, I jumped up 3 pounds, which I really didn't have a bad week that week. So, I think it was just the body kind of regulating there after the huge surge of weight loss from the water weight. But then came back strong because I started exercising, started doing daily walks, about a mile at first. Now I'm up to about 2 miles, down 8 pounds that week. The following week, March 27th, down another 6 pounds, and then down another 2 on April 2nd, which I believe was Friday. So yeah, that's currently where I'm at right now. That was 474 on Friday. This morning I weighed in at 477. Like I said, we had not a fantastic weekend on the diet because of Easter holiday and all of that. But overall, down 56 pounds in just 2 months, and that with very minimal exercise, really just walking, because I'm going to go back to the gym, but I want to wait for a couple things. First off, today I'm going to see a cardiologist just as a precautionary. Absolutely nothing wrong as far as I know. I'm going to go there, going to run some tests, make sure everything is okay with my ticker, because I'm concerned about it. As I've been morbidly obese for my entire adult life. And I just want to make sure everything's okay in there before I start getting into more rigorous exercise. And then tomorrow, I'm actually going for my second vaccination, the Pfizer vaccine, which first time out was last month. Zero reaction, no negative side effects whatsoever. My arm wasn't even sore, and it took zero time at all, apart from having to drive about 45 minutes away to Trenton, which was kind of a bummer, but hey, it's worth it for getting the vaccine to keep myself and my loved ones safe and all that. And tomorrow I'm going for my second dose of that, which they say you should wait 14 days before it's fully taken into effect. So my plan is, if I get cardiologist clearance today, which I expect to, get my shot tomorrow, 14 days later, in the gym, ready to go, and going to hit it hard. So doing really great so far to start off this year. And I was kind of hesitant to post this video because I didn't want to, it makes me feel like if you kind of put something out there into the world that you haven't completely accomplished yet, you almost get this sign of satisfaction. I think it's what's it called? I just think it's ingrained into humans in general. Like if you want, like people crave positive feedback, and constantly posting all of your victories on social media and stuff like that, I really don't like. But something like this that I constantly see comments about on my channel, this is my job really. It's not just social media for likes and stuff like that. This is my job after all. So I feel bad because I gained weight over these years, and I feel like I've let people down, and I just wanted to share that with people that maybe are concerned about my weight. I'm doing really good right now, and I'm going to continue on this path. The Weight Watchers thing is working for me. So yeah, that's really it as far as that is concerned. Doing great, and hope to continue doing well more in the future. Now, I mentioned we were in quarantine right now for a few more days. The reason is being that my future stepson got COVID. He was on the wrestling team, ended up getting COVID. They were not following, good guidelines at all. None of the kids were being tested. I mean, after he tested positive, they told the team they wrestled 2 more matches when they knew this fucking kid had COVID. Absolutely irresponsible. Trust me, my fiance put up a huge stink with the school board and superintendents, the athletic directors, all that stuff. It was absolute bullshit. Honestly, I told her, I was like, this could be fucking newsworthy. Like, you can contact News 12 New Jersey, and they'll probably do a fucking story on how irresponsible these fucking people were with dealing with having a known COVID positive test, a rapid test, as well as a PCR blood test. They knew this and still continued to have these other kids wrestling that weren't wearing any face masks during practices or matches, which, you don't expect them to wear masks while they're actually wrestling. But once they knew they had a COVID positive test, they continued to go. So I was concerned for myself. I had already had my first vaccination shot, but I wasn't sure how effective that was. So I ended up kind of getting freaked out about it, and I ended up getting a rapid test, which was negative, thankfully. But yeah, just to be safe, everyone in the house is quarantining. He's staying in his own bedroom, and he has his own bathroom, which is right next to his room. So that kind of worked out perfectly because he just doesn't have to come downstairs. He can go, we let him go out front. Like if he wants to go for a walk outside, masked or something like that by himself, fine. But otherwise, everything is upstairs. We bring up his food and drinks. Afterwards we sanitize, we wear masks, everything like that, and just being super, super careful. But thankfully my fiance is a healthcare worker. She's already had both of her shots. I've already had my one, and as being someone that's morbidly obese and has had a history with asthma and stuff like that, I have comorbidities, which makes me much more susceptible to something like COVID. Could really kill me very quickly. So it's not something I want to mess around with, and I don't want to mess around with my health. And yeah, that's why I'm getting these vaccinations, trying to lose weight and everything, because I want to be around for a long time. And I hope you guys stick around for a long time too, and stay subscribed to the channel. I'm really excited about this year and what it's going to bring. We finally started talking about planning our wedding for possibly next year. So yeah, things are going in a very positive direction for me, and I could not be happier about it. And hopefully that sort of starts to trickle into the content as well, because I do feel like previously after I had weight loss surgery back in 2014 and I came down on my weight, like I felt like so much more energy and more creativity and just desire to do more in terms of work. And as I've put on weight, I feel like I've gotten lazy. I've gotten lazy in life. I've gotten lazy in making content for this channel. I've gotten lazy in pretty much every aspect of life. And it is not a sustainable lifestyle. I probably would have been dead in 3 to 5 years if I continued along the way that I was. And no more. We're leaving it in the past, and we're going on forward here in 2021, putting this COVID bullshit behind us, and hopefully living for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope you guys all have a fantastic week. I'll be seeing you in the coming days. If we got some good news stories and stuff like that, I'm going to be keeping an eye on it. Nothing really crazy today that I saw, so I finally decided to go ahead and bang out this video and update you guys on what's been going on in 2021. And I don't know if you could see weight loss or not. I mean, I feel it. I feel it definitely walking around, going to markets and stuff, and feeling a lot better. So I'm going to get out of here and stop rambling, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ta-ra.